Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into our special spring edition Q&A session here. Good to have you here live on YouTube, where I will be down to answer any questions you have about web design, the business of web design, some marketing strategies. We could talk about how the Blue Jackets came this close to making the playoffs this year for fellow NHL fans. Listen, whatever's on your mind, I will do my best to help you out. So really good to see everybody. We're going to give a couple minutes for everyone to hop in. Good to see Alexia here, who jumped right in first today. I wish you could react to the chat here, like in Circle. Yeah, Alexia, the chat is very different on YouTube versus Circle, isn't it? For those who don't know, in Web Designer Pro, our live chat is, how do we say it, Alexia? It's robust. And you can add GIFs, you can do a lot of different reactions. So it is awesome. I totally agree, Alexia. But the one thing that YouTube has over it is, well, there's a spotlight on in Circle for questions, but they don't have the little pop-up chat like this. So I'm hoping they add that soon. Hey, Ben, yes, questions in the chat. So hit me. Good to have you here, Ben. Any questions you guys have, I am down to answer anything today and give some insight where I can to help you in your web design businesses. Exciting times right now. I know there's always times of uncertainty and questions, but I think there's also a lot of really, really exciting things that I see right now in web design with a lot of Web Designer Pro members and a lot of colleagues who are up to some really cool things that I'm happy to help you guys out with. Is it Alix? That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to call you Alex. I'm going to pretend that Y is an E. I think I'm going to take your SEO course. With all the recent Google changes, what has changed since you created the course? So I am going to be updating that one. That is my second course that I'm going to be updating. I'm about to release a new DNS course, which is the new version of what was formerly the cPanel course. That one's a pretty down and dirty course, as far as it being just pretty short and sweet. The SEO course is going to be next, Alex. Now, I will say the SEO course is not out of date in a sense of like nothing in there is out of date in the way of like it's not applicable now. It's still a great foundational SEO course, and we even get into pricing strategies and how to sell SEO. All of those things are still valid today. The one thing that that is going to be updated and added to are a lot more things to do with ChatGPT, AI overviews. Really, that's it. It's funny because SEO guys, actually, let's start off with this idea of SEO right now with where SEO is in 2025. A lot of the exact same principles that worked a decade ago still work today. ChatGPT, for example, is pulling info based off of really good OG SEO principles. Any type of large language model is still using good SEO principles, and I'm getting pulled up on searches. I'm finding this all the time to where web designers are searching web design tutorials or web design coaches, and it's just basic OG SEO principles, which are basically good best practice structured websites, good human content that is getting eyes and people are actually engaging with and staying on websites. People aren't bouncing off fast, or they're secure. They're not having malicious code and hacks in them. All those OG SEO principles are working just as good as today as they ever have been. Yeah, so that's the good news. Again, let me know, Alex, if that's the correct terminology for you. But yeah, so you're good to go. Jump on it. And since you're interested in the SEO course, this goes for everyone. But since you are joining our call live right now, I do have a little special something for you. When you join Web Designer Pro, the courses tier or the community tier, you can use that code right there. And I'm going to give you your first month half off. So 50% off your first month in Pro. That is applicable for the courses tier or the community tier. For those who aren't sure about that, the courses tier just gives you access to all of my courses and a few additional resources to get you going. The community tier has all of that, plus all of our community forums, additional trainings, member calls, and some additional stuff for you. So jump on in with that, Alex. And then any questions, let me know, because I'll be happy to answer that for you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then, yeah, I don't know if I'll have the new additional lessons and revised course within the first month. It'll probably be June. That's my goal for the SEO course. But I'm not going to waste any time on that because again, there are some new things that are helpful, but again, you're totally good to go. Everyone's going through that SEO course and still getting great results. So all good there. Alexia would like to know tips for in-person networking, please. Just visited my old BNI chapter this morning, trying to decide if I should start local networking again. I would, Alexia, for sure. The reality is, I mean, as far as tips go, I think there's a few important things to remember when it comes to local networking, which for this case, we'll focus on like a BNI chapter, which is a referral group. There's a big difference between a referral group and a networking event or a networking group. Sometimes networking events could be just almost like a business event or a business hangout. A referral group is different because number one, you pay to play, you're paying to be there, which also means other people are paying to be there, which means you're getting more serious business people. But a referral group is great because I've said this all the time, but I'll say it again. The referral group is not about getting direct clients from them. It's about getting access to their network. So when you join a BNI chapter and there's 15 people in there, maybe a few of those will become clients of yours, but you don't want to go in there and sell hard. You want to just be helpful and be a really good resource and share your knowledge and just give all of your info for free to that group, because 15 people all have networks of hundreds of people. So you immediately, especially if you're likable, like Alexia, you're very charismatic, you're a great designer, you're super professional, you will get leads like crazy, not only from members directly, but from their networks. So when, Jim, who is a financial planner, has a client who has a terrible website and they mention they need help with their digital marketing, they're like, oh my gosh, I've got this gal, Alexia, she's in my networking group, my referral group. She's amazing. That's how it happens. So that's the mindset to have, Alexia. And anyone who is doing in-person networking, don't go to events to try to get jobs. Let me close up time. Let's say it again. Don't go to networking events to try to get jobs like that. Just go, be very helpful, give, again, all of your value and your knowledge for free, and it will pay off for you big time very quickly because number one, you'll be more approachable and you'll get access to their network, especially with referral groups, because you can say, I'm looking for clients in the medical field, or I'm looking for chiropractors, or maybe I've been doing websites for home inspectors and these are the results we're getting. So if you know a home inspector, hit me up kind of thing. MDH Matt, what's going on, Matt? What software do you use to deal with CRM and lead generation? I'm wanting to build a database of businesses in my local area to build a call list and look at if I have a listing on maps, etc. So what timing, Matt? What a layup question. There's a lot of difference. So there is a bit of a difference between like you can use a variety of CRMs for lead generation. I use 17 Hats. If you guys want to check out my link, joshhall.co/17 hats is my link for that. And actually, let me show you, because this is so timely too, because we just did a training on this. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me pull something up for you real quick. Because 17 Hats, just yesterday, we got together. They are a sponsor of our upcoming Web Designer Pro in-person event. And I'm working on some partnership stuff with them just because I love 17 Hats. I've been using them for a decade. In August, I'll be using them for 10 years. I'm going to put this link in the chat for you guys. This is a brand new offer we put together with 17 Hats. The reason I want to show you this, Matt, and anyone else, is because you can get a 7-day free trial of 17 Hats, and you can start to build out your lead generation and pipeline. And what I worked out with 17 Hats is when you jump in with a 17-day trial, or if you want to just purchase an annual plan and get 50% off with this link, you're going to get, as a bonus, my quote, contract, and invoice with a click of a button. Literally ready to go. And there's a tutorial that comes with it. So I would check that out, Matt, to see if that's a good fit for you, because you can manage your leads. You can set up pipelines. It's freaking awesome. And actually, let's jump over to Web Designer Pro real quick, because we just did in the training library. For those who don't know, we have guest trainings almost every month. We have a guest expert, and very timely. Jeb of 17 Hats, hell of a beard, by the way, just did a training on how to do lead conversion and how to set up a ton of automations with questionnaires and using 17 Hats, if you want to use 17 Hats, to build out your pipeline and your lead pipeline. So yes, 17 Hats, Matt, is what I use, what I highly recommend. I've been using them for a decade. They are just a really great company. They got a ton of functionality in that platform. It's something that can be pretty simple if you want to keep it simple, but it can also be extremely robust if you wanted it to be. So check that out. And for those of you who would like to see this training, you'll get this when you join the community tier of Web Designer Pro. So I would highly encourage you check that out if you're interested in checking out that training. It goes a lot more into the lead generation. But again, that link I sent in the chat there for you, that has my special offer with 17 Hats to where you can get my stuff all wrapped up for you, even with a 7-day free trial. So awesome, Matt. Let me know if that helps. Yeah, because there's a ton of different ways. The big thing, real quick, with leads is you want to automate the process with them getting into your world as much as you can. That way you're not having hour-long discovery calls with bad leads. And then your discovery questionnaires, your calls, all those things, you want to try to automate as much as you can. So you can do a lot of that with 17 Hats. You could do stuff with other platforms as well. I love 17 Hats. I've used them for a decade. The team behind that platform is awesome. So I'd highly recommend it. Awesome. Jennifer said, I started using 17 Hats at the beginning of the year after doing your business course, struggling to setting everything up and getting it going. It's very overwhelming. Any tips would be great. So what I would start off with, Jennifer, is in the business course, which is also what's available in that free trial, is just set up your quote. And let me know, Jennifer, did you use my download for the quote, contract, invoice? Because that's all just one click ready to go for you. That's where I would start, is the quote, the invoice, and the contract. It's just all buttoned up with a one-click option for you. So Jennifer, let me know if you need any help with that, because it's in the business course. It's available for you. You can literally that's plug and play. I would start there. The other thing I would do is, for anyone in Web Designer Pro, I'd actually really recommend going through that training that we just did last week from Jeff from 17 Hats, because it gives you a quick walkthrough of how to set up some automations and pipelines in there. That's kind of something I'm going to look at doing either as an add-on or the next iteration of the business course, is making that all even more streamlined and more plug and play for everybody in Pro. So yeah, I would start off with what I have available for you now, Jennifer, which is just the quote, contract, invoice, plug and play. It's a one-click install, good to go. And then those lessons will help you out. Okay, so haven't used that yet. Purchase some templates as well. I could use some encouragement. Yeah, so that's where I would start, because that will walk you through everything I do in there. And just for Jennifer, anyone who doesn't know, let me make sure there's nothing. Okay, I can show this just because I can't let the code go public, but here is for Jennifer and anyone who is interested. This is the lesson in the business course. This is literally my 17 Hats template, which is yours with one click, which is the proposal, the contract, the invoice. This will literally walk you through. There's a code in here, Jennifer, so just hop into the business course. It's in Module 2. It's the last lesson in Module 2. And then you can literally use this. It's a one-click install. You will get my template for the quote, which is the proposal, my contract, which you can adjust accordingly, and then it automatically creates the invoice. And this will be backed with the getting started emails as well. So hope that helps, Jennifer. And just ping me, email me, josh@joshhall.co, if you have any additional questions on that. All right, guys, let's get to some more questions here. Good to see Mark in the house, another Web Designer Pro member. Mark's got a third website launch tomorrow. I wondered, Mark, I felt like we didn't see you this week. I thought you were busy. Hey, AJ, good to see you. So good on you, Mark. Rock and roll, man. Ben wanted to know, how do you access a wider network? Is that advertising to your own network for them to recommend you? Exactly. With networking, Ben, that's exactly it. And that's the beauty of a referral group, because a referral group is just that. you refer people to those folks. Now, I will say with a networking group or referral group, cheesy as it is, the more you give, the more you get. Meaning, if you give referrals to people, they will reciprocate it. I was a referral machine intentionally. Everyone in my network, realtors, we had a chiropractor, we had a mechanic, we had my insurance guy to this day is still my insurance guy from my networking group. I just talked to him this morning. He had a question about our auto coverage. Those are your professional network people. And yes, some will become clients, but the real gold is who they know, because when you see them week to week or month to month and they get to know you and your business, you guys become professional friends and colleagues. That is how you get those referrals. And the beauty about those referrals is they are hot leads, meaning you don't need to do cold DMing or cold emails or cold calling. Nothing is cold. Everything is hot. Very, very warm at best, those leads, because again, Jim, the financial planner, he's like, you got to talk to Ben. Ben is great web designer, super nice guy. He's who I'd recommend to help you out with your digital stuff. You'll get a referral, and then all you have to do is just close it. So you just have to have a nice offer and know your stuff. So jump on in Web Designer Pro if you need to brush up on the courses, and let's freaking rock and roll. Mark said Jeb's beard is glorious, going back to 17 Hats Jeb's beard. Yep. Good to see Lisa in the house. Lisa's preferred CRM is Moxie, as you can see, and that's all right. Whatever works for you. That's what I'd recommend. All right, guys. Hey, Sullivan, welcome in. All I can think of is Monsters University and Monsters Inc. because my kiddos love the monster movies, and I do too. So, Sully, never made it to a live webinar. I'm still good to have you here. Well, it's a little bit different than a webinar just because I view a webinar as like a training and something like a Q&A afterwards. This is just kind of a casual Q&A session, AMA, ask me anything, if you will. So, good to have you. If you guys have questions, Sullivan or anyone else, jump on in the chat and hit me just like AJ and a few others have done. Matt said, definitely need to get on your groups and courses. Love everything you do. Awesome, Matt. Hey, jump on in. We'd love to have you. Again, for those who just joined us, right now, I've got a special little offer for you. The link is below, but that's your coupon code, April 50. That's going to give you your first month of Web Designer Pro. Half off, baby. 50% off. Matt, for you and those of you who want to get more access to everything, I would jump in the community tier, which means you can get access to Pro, all my courses, the entire community, all of our trainings for $50. So normally it's $99 a month, but your first month is half off. So that's what I would do, Matt. And then I'll follow up with you. Number one, everyone who joins the community tier gets a personal video welcome. So I'll follow up with you and I'll give you a coaching boost. How's that sound? Anyone who joins at the community tier this month, I'll give you a little coaching boost. I'll give you some personalized recommendations and insights, and you can hit me back. All right, AJ wanted to know, recently landed a dentist site. Way to go, AJ. He hired me to redesign his website and agreed to pay me $500 bonus for dental implant leads that become paying patients. How might you go about this? So for dental implant leads that become paying patients. Oh, okay. Make sure I understand that right. And agreed to pay me. Okay, so I suppose with any type of affiliate or referral bonus, the real question is like, how do you keep track of that? I will say deals like that sound really cool at first, but implementation of that week to week, month to month becomes a bit of a is he really going to keep track of all those? Are you really going to keep track of all those? So, I mean, I guess, yeah, like absolutely. Or are those through the website? He agreed to pay me $500 bonus for dental implant leads that become paying patients. Yeah, I guess it would just be depending on how it's tracked. The only caveat and heads up on this is you're almost getting into like referral partner territory, which can be really good, but I guess you got to I think, AJ, you need to ask yourself, do you trust this dentist? Is there a good mutual relationship on this? If there is, awesome. But I would just make sure that it's something that is going to be managed well week to week and month to month. If anything, I would just say like try it out as a bit of a sprint. Like do it for the first couple months and see how that goes. Yeah, so I hope that helps. I'd say go for it, but trust your gut on that one. Pradeep is in the house. Welcome, Pradeep, from India. I've been following your content and want to learn from you. Web design, should I enroll in WordPress and Divi? And does that teach you how to get clients consistently? Yes. Yes and yes, Pradeep. So what I would do, I would recommend for you if you're really just in the learning phase and you just want to learn, if you're not ready to engage in the community yet, but you want to just learn some of the stuff, use that coupon code I have below for you. Again, it's right there. I would just jump into the courses. April 50 will give you your first month at 50% off. What I would do for you, Pradeep, is I would go through the Divi WordPress course if you want help with that. And then you can go through my process course, my design course, my SEO course, all the best practice courses. But I would say you could probably jump into the business course to get clients pretty quickly. For those who don't know, let me just share my screen here for you real quick. When you join even just the courses, you will get access to my recommended course path. So I have an entire suite of courses that guide you from kind of point A to point B with building your web design business. And you'll see here, this is the path I recommend. I recommend if you don't use Divi or WordPress, you can start right here. And I say that in this video. If you use Showit or Squarespace or Wix Studio, start right here because the process, design, SEO, it's all about the same. And then I'd probably jump into the business course. And then in the business course, you could jump right to the lessons on getting clients for you specifically, Pradeep. So that's probably, yeah, that's what I'd recommend. So let me know if that helps you out. Excited to help you. Yeah. Hard no, says Lisa, as far as the referral stuff. Yeah. Again, it just gets a little, I think a lot of times too, I had this happen with my old CPA because they very like the AJ situation. They referred me to a dentist and I did a $10,000 proposal. I didn't end up landing that one, but they heard about the price point and they were like, can we set up a referral program with you for like 10% off of all the leads we send you? And on that one, we didn't, just because it's just a lot to track. I've actually found like your best leads and referral sources generally just do it just out of the goodness of their heart and just being a fellow business owner, as long as it's reciprocated. So like my SEO guy, my videographer, we never had an official affiliate deal. Mainly because you got to manually track it. It's so different when you're an affiliate for a product or a course or a program. Like a lot of you here, you're affiliates for Web Designer Pro. That's something you guys can do when you join the community. You can be an affiliate, which is recurring, by the way, 20% recurring a month, which is the beauty about affiliate programs that are ongoing for memberships or SaaS products. But all that to say, it's automated. So like, I don't need to track down members of Pro who are affiliates and say, hey, how many people did you send my way? Did any of them sign up? No, it's all automated. So that's the struggle with that. I think AJ and anyone who's in this situation where someone offers to give you a bonus or a referral or a kickback when you do that. So yeah, I'd be a little on the leery side of that for sure. Awesome. No problem, Ben. Glad that helped. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Best investment you ever make in your business, says Lisa. Been in Josh's orbit for over 4 years now. Super worth every penny. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, you're one of our first members in Pro. Lisa is a OG founding member. Even did a training last year about, or was it the year before, Lisa, about how to do quarterly strategy calls on your maintenance plans for clients, which have led to literally tens of thousands of dollars of extra revenue for Lisa. So that's the one cool thing about what's going on in Pro right now, guys, is like I never personally did quarterly strategy calls, but Lisa started doing it. And then when I got to see her business go up and to the right with those quarterly strategy calls being a big part of it. So instead of me trying to just come up with some sort of curriculum, we just did a training. And Lisa shared her system on exactly how she does it. That's available in Pro for you. So come on in, guys. Let's help you make some money and help your clients and help your families and help your community and all the good things that come with a successful business. Ben would like to know any ideas to promote new recurring services to existing clients. Well, the big thing is to just make the offer, Ben. So there's kind of two things here. One is to have a recurring service or to add something new or to add value to an existing one. Case in point, since we just talked about Lisa's quarterly strategy calls, let's use that as an example, Ben. Let's say you're doing monthly maintenance plans, and right now you just cover basic support maintenance, maybe up to an hour of your time per month, which is what I teach in my maintenance plan course. But let's say you want to add quarterly strategy calls, either as a part of the package that people are enrolled in, or they could upgrade to get that like top tier maintenance support that now comes with a quarterly strategy call, which positions you as more like an expert. That's how I would go about that, is I would say, hey, you've been on our plan. I'm going to let you know we have a new option now to where you and I can meet every quarter. We can review your website. We can review the stats. We can look at your bounce rates, your traffic. We can look at your conversions. We can talk about your business and see what we can do with the website. And additionally, that's where you can lead into either marketing plans or growth plans or other recurring services that you have. So, Ben, I don't know what your current pool of clients looks like, but I would just start with a new offer that is almost like a bit of a no-brainer upsell to what they have. Or the other thing you can do is, if you have really good clients on maintenance plans, just do a quarterly strategy call and just offer at one time. I would say like, hey, for all of our support plan clients right now, I've got like 10 spots this month. You could get a strategy call on me, limited time, limited availability, add some urgency and scarcity in there, which is not fake because you only have so much time during the day for calls, and have them do a little strategy call, which could be really open-ended, really casual, but that will lead to more work. And then you have your recurring services ready to go. An additional offer for, again, this is where it totally depends on what you want to do and what you want to offer with other additional MRR services, monthly recurring revenue. Maybe it's SEO, maybe it's ongoing copy, maybe you're doing blog posts, maybe you're doing email marketing and email lead generation, maybe you're doing CRO, conversion rate optimization for existing sites, maybe you're doing other marketing services along the website. All of those things are things that could be wrapped up in either a growth plan or some sort of marketing plan that is monthly recurring that you upsell off of your current client list. So let me know if that helps, Ben. Good copy for those leads. All right. The distracted learner. I like that. That's like, I mean, could there be a more ideal web designer persona? Awesome. I'm glad that helped. Distracted learner. All right. Sullivan, I've been working through the courses. They're super helpful. What do you suggest for starting a site from here we go. Oh, the suspense. From a template. I use the SiteGround Migrator, but it's kind of a process. So there's a couple of different ways to do that. If you're going to start from a template, you can absolutely use SiteGround because you can create staging sites through SiteGround. The other thing you could do, what I did for a long time was I use Manage WP to manage multiple WordPress sites. And I actually had a few templates that were starting templates in Manage WP. So all I'd have to do is, if it's an e-commerce site, we go to the e-commerce starting template. You just clone that over to whatever domain it's going to, whether it's a live site or whether it's a test domain, in a couple minutes. But SiteGround staging sites, you could do something similar. Let me look real quick. Yeah. Staging copies. Yeah. So I tell you what, I'm going to drop this in the chat for you, Sullivan, because here is the main resources for like staging sites in SiteGround. So yeah, there's a few different ones here. Again, I use Manage WP for this just because I was just so used to, and I think actually at that time, I think SiteGround didn't even have that many cloning or staging options at that point, but they do now. So I would try to do it natively through SiteGround just because you're probably going to be able to get them out faster. Managing your staging sites. So yeah, here you can deploy them, destroy, I like that, or you can replicate them. So yeah, I would shoot for that. You'll probably replicate it and then go from there. No, sorry. I do not have a discount or an offer for Manage WP. Years ago, I asked them about an affiliate program or something, but no, I don't have anything now. I haven't talked to anybody from the team in a long time. So good point, Sullivan. I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to message them to say, hey, let's partner up. I've got people literally asking to get a deal to jump in to try it out. So I'm going to send that over. Awesome. So let me know if that helps. Again, I would do it. The cool thing is with Managed WP, it's dirt cheap for the functionality you get. So I would try SiteGround first, and then I would, not worst case, but plan B would be to go to Managed WP. AJ, thank you for everything. Josh, I've been listening to your podcast for a few years. I'll be sure to jump on your April 50 deal and join the community tier. All right, AJ, pumped to have you in Pro. The details are down below for anyone who wants to jump into Pro with the 50% off on me on the first month. So AJ, if you join the community tier, I'll follow right up with you. I will send you a welcome video personally, and we'll take a look at where you're at. And the goal is to get you some quick wins. And by quick wins, I mean revenue boosts, ASAP as possible. All right, guys, let me jump back up to see if I can find some questions here. Plenty of questions. So I'm going to try to answer some of these next questions a little quicker just to get caught up. All right. Hey, Frank, speaking of training, would you ever consider doing a live training? For example, a 12-week class, 1 day a week. Thought about it, Frank. I have thought about it. It kind of depends on I'm considering eventually doing some sort of higher level mastery type program, which would be taking everything from the courses, but just going a little bit deeper into offers, marketing, and some of the things like that. The only thing about, and I love the idea of live trainings, but a 12-week deal is 3 months. That's a long deal. The only problem with that is I'm all about creating content and investing my time into something that's going to last for years in most cases. So if I were to do a 12-week class, I would want to make sure it could be really repurposed and tightened up for future years. But you guys tell me, I don't love watching live training replays. The beauty about doing an intentional course when it's not recorded live is I can be really concise and really direct and a little more, not scripted, but just to the point on things. Whereas live, it's easy to ramble a little bit. Now you can edit things, but the production value on a pre-recorded course is usually more sustainable for years to come. That's kind of the main reason I don't do live stuff as much. Now, this point though, Frank, I'm glad you mentioned this because I am considering doing more shorter sprints. Maybe I'll do a 4-week live training. And then the next step from that is with those live trainings going back into my full course or my scaling course or something like that. So I'll definitely consider some sort of more live training, Frank. But for those reasons, I prefer to do just pre-recorded content. They just seem to last and have more longevity. Yep. It's good stuff in the chat here, guys. Matt has been, well, congrats on being a new dad, Matt. Congrats. Realizing I'm undercharging and not raise rates in 10 years. Woo, yes. Doe is right in Homer Simpson terminology. Yeah, there's nothing like having a kid to make you realize you need to raise your rates, right? That's so true. But also, guys, if you have not raised your rates in even less than 2 years, guess what time it is? Raising your rates time. So you got to raise your rates. That's just not look at every single business in the world. They raise their rates to keep up with inflation and costs and everything else. Don't feel like you are gouging customers and clients by raising your rates, especially if it's in a decade. So raise those rates, Matt, for sure. Good to see Austin in the house. Awesome. The dentist is paying me $1,500 for the website redesign for in a month for ongoing support. Oh, nice. And $500 for all those dental implant patients. So, yeah, AJ, that sounds like a killer deal, man. I'll follow up with you in Pro since you're joining, and then we'll talk about that. I would say go for it. There's no reason not to do that. So heck yeah. Yeah. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, Lisa, you are too much. Awesome, guys. All right, sweet. AJ, I'll see you in pro. Good to see Antoine in the house. Antoine, I'm looking forward to meeting you next weekend in person. For those who don't know, with Web Designer Pro, we have our first in-person conference next weekend. I can't believe it's next weekend, Friday, May 2nd through Saturday, May 3rd. Antoine's going to be there. You mentioned businesses using Google Business Profile setup to get web design customers. Yes, ThenCan. Yep, Sam with ThenCan was one. But I couldn't remember the second. Thought it was Ukiki, but I can't find them. Ah, yes. So it is a hard one to spell, isn't it? Chris, who is a founding member of Web Designer Pro, I will put the link to both ThenCan and Ukiki in the chat. So yeah, I will tell you right now, Chris over here with Ukiki. So I think it was probably just spelled wrong, Antoine, which is easy to do because it's a hard brand name. But yeah, they do a lot of local SEO in and around Google Business Service. It's actually one of his core services, one of the big lead-ins. So yeah, OG member of Web Designer Pro here, Chris. He's just a wild man and he's awesome. I haven't talked with Chris in a little bit, so I got to reconnect with him. But a great example, and I'll tell you guys right now, him and his team are doing very, very, very well with the emphasis on local SEO. So not for everybody. You got to like it. He loves SEO. It's where he started at. So, SEO is not for everyone. That's the beauty about web design, though. You don't even have to touch SEO if you don't want to. You could partner up with somebody who does. But I would recommend doing that. And then, ThenCan. That's his YouTube. ThenCan Design. You can check out Sam. Sam is actually not only a member of Pro but a partner for Web Designer Pro because he has his own little SEO academy, local SEO academy. So you can check this out too, on how he structures his local SEO services. I think Sam would be comfortable in me letting you know that he is on track for $250,000 this year in revenue after Q1 with SEO, local SEO as the main service. So Sam is absolutely killing it with his local SEO services. So I highly recommend checking out as an example. There's some free stuff there. And if you join Pro, there's actually a discount for you if you would like to check out his local SEO academy. All right, let's get back to some questions here. Antoine said, you mentioned, okay, I got that one. Awesome, Antoine. Yeah, looking to see you in person here. All right, next weekend. Always felt a strategy call for existing clients to be free to maintain that relationship. Yeah, it absolutely can be. And that's one thing that Lisa is continuing to do and kind of teaches. With what has worked for Lisa with more revenue is not to charge for those, but those strategy calls lead to more work. So yeah, in most cases, Ben, depending on how many clients you have, that's another big question on this, is I would go ahead and do those for free quarterly if you can manage it, but then that's your perfect time to upsell to additional recurring services and just one-time services as well. So cool. Glad that helped, Ben. And for those of you who are ready to jump on in, you can jump into Pro. The details are below for you. But when you jump into Pro, I'm going to show you where you can access this training. This is on the community level. If you go to the training library, which are not courses, these are guest expert trainings. Here is Lisa's training on quarterly strategy calls. So she will show you exactly what to do. And all of our guest expert trainings, like in this case, let's look at it real quick. Lisa's here. I know, Lisa, you're down with me, giving everyone some tips on this. But there was one, yeah. Lisa literally outlines like how she structures the strategy calls based off like how her form looks, the key details of the call. And I mean, this isn't even, I don't know what the latest numbers are, but in 2023, Lisa had over almost $14,000 worth of additional revenue just by offering these strategy calls. In Q1 of 2024, it was over $5,000. So Lisa, I'll have to get some updated numbers from 2024 on how these strategy calls have helped you. Although I know your focus has been on some Moxie stuff, recently, but yeah, you guys can jump into this training and get everything you need when you join the community tier. Awesome, guys. All right, let's jump back into some more questions. Memorizely has a good platform if you should consider it. Not familiar with that. Good to know. Haven't heard. There's just so many tools out there. My goodness. Yeah, Antoine, pumped to see you next weekend, man. And Jason's going to be there too. I know you're in Jason's world. Jason Gracia with Swift Sites. Who, Antoine, I don't know. You actually, I think, already know about this, but this afternoon and just over an hour, we have a Web Designer Pro hangout call with Jason Gracia of Swift Sites, who, for those who aren't familiar, Swift Sites, he has literally the most productized, slick system for his clients. Jason has done literally multi-seven figures based off of this done-for-you model, but he had a custom system built for his websites that helps with content collection and the whole deal. He is considering making a franchise-style option based off of this system. So today we're going to have him in Pro and just have some time to ask some questions about what that would look like. So yet another reason to jump into Pro, because you guys could jump on that call with us today and we can, it's not going to be for everybody, but anyone interested in focusing less on the actual development and design and just focus on marketing and sales, that's going to be ideal. Or you can make a low-end productized offer with that potentially. Do you have any info on how to do a grand opening with steps to get ready in Web Designer Pro? Yeah, I do. So when you join, there's a recommended path for you. If you just join the courses tier, there's a path that guides you through the recommended the course path that I would take. In the community level, let me show you real quick. I do have success pathways all guided and ready for you. So yeah, you're not going to jump in there and be like, I don't know what to do. It's all guided for you. Hold on one sec. Let me show you. My mouse has stopped working. Don't tell me this is out of batteries. Hold on. I may need to change my batteries. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. All right, it's working. So what you can do is when you jump on into Pro, there's actually a member guide that gives you a walkthrough of, it's the best place to start, gives you a walkthrough of Pro and everything. And then I have these success pathways. There is a pathway for those of you who are in the building stage of your web design business with some tips and resources to help get you going. Those of you who already have a business in place, but you're looking to grow it and get to 6 figures, there's a pathway here for you to get started on. And then those of you who have an established business and you're actually scaling, there is a pathway here to help you get going with scaling your web design business. So those are all available, ready to go here for you, Distracted Learner. Any questions, let me know on that. Otherwise, yep, you jump on in and then I'll guide you with where you need to go. Guide you where you need to go in Pro. We can start rhyming, make it fun. Pradeep, what kind of service I have to package to get consistent clients and AI agents are coming to WordPress? So Divi relevant. So there are AI capabilities in Divi. You can do starter sites with Divi now. It's still with Divi 4. I would probably hold off on that till Divi 5 is officially released. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't worry. The technology, it's funny because all those things can help get sites off the ground, but really to get clients consistently, you just need to do good work and be there for clients to help them grow their business. That's the biggest tip for web designers in 2025. I don't want to devalue design and the actual skill set of building websites because that is crucial. It's super important. But I'll tell you right now, what's working for web designers who are killing it is they are helping their clients grow their business with the website as one of the key aspects of that. So I would really have that mindset, even starting off. I know you're a beginner, Pradeep, but think about how you can help clients. Like, don't think about just the technology of building websites. when you start to get clients. I mean, know how to build websites. Good. Go through my courses. You'll be ready, set to go after that. It'll give you the foundation, but then immediately transition to how can I make a website, even if it's super simple, quote unquote, that actually gets more leads through the door for my client. Because if you focus on that, that's when you won't need to hunt for clients and you'll get referrals and you'll have a consistent good offer. I do have a podcast about how to build a portfolio with no clients. I want to say it was early on. Is it episode 32? Let's see if I remember that correctly. Nope, that's not right. Let's go. Let me find that podcast for you. Anyone who is interested in knowing how to build a portfolio, by the way, but you don't have any paying clients. Let's have a look-see. Give me one sec, guys. I'm going to pull this up here. Oh, there's a lot. Hold on a sec. I need to make a better resource that's searchable on this. We're going to do build portfolio 132. That's what it was. It was 132. All right, pretty. Here you go. This is a podcast episode, so totally free, guys. Here's the recommendations. It's to build a site for free if you feel comfortable with it, just to have constraints on that, by the way. I'll teach you about that. Build some mock-ups. There's some recommendations here for you. The big thing to remember with this too is when you build a couple sites, don't worry about how many sites are in your portfolio. Just call it featured work or recent work. And that would be the good one. What's up with your hair, Tintin? That's the big question. Well, I'm getting a haircut on Monday, if you must know. So yeah, we're feeling a little, it's just zipping up there. I can do a lot with my hair pretty quick. So, I mean, we can make it look wild if you want. You want it to look wild? Would you guys like to do the hawk? There we go. How's that? How's that, Tintin? Is that better? We're going to go the hawk today. That's how we're going to finish this Q&A. Best question of the day. But yes, I am getting a haircut on Monday. So, also my kiddos are playing outside today. So I think we're going to do a little playing at some point. And, I have 3 kids who I carry on my shoulders and my hair gets wild. So that's what was going on. I have a whole inbox, says Sullivan, dedicated to newsletters for people that come on the podcast and partners for Web Designer Pro, just to access all the wisdom y'all share. That's awesome, Sullivan. What an incredible thing to know. Thank you for that. That is too cool. Yeah, because I do really try to make sure I'm vetting guests to make sure anyone who's on the show is going to be legit. Congrats, Lisa. Strategy calls accounted to an additional $15K for Lisa last year. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, for you, Lisa, I know that wasn't priority one since you were so focused on your kind of side hustle with Moxie, so that makes sense. Yeah, Sullivan, the Swift Sites call is for community level members. Yeah. The courses tier just gets you access to the courses and a few additional training resources and audio courses, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can access a handful of my courses in audio form. So any tier you join a Web Designer Pro, you will get, like, here you go. You can listen to the business course. You can listen to the maintenance plan course, all on audio, ready to go for it. But yes, the group calls, the weekly calls that we do with members, that is for community tier members. Yep. All right, another good question here. I'm interested in providing white label services for other web designers who are overwhelmed with their workload. Any tips on where to find these people and how to best communicate that I can help? Softball question on this one. Web Designer Pro is, I mean, honestly, the thing about Facebook groups, you could do free Facebook groups, but most of them have a policy to where you can't offer your services. We do have that available in Web Designer Pro, but caveat, and what my recommendation is not, and this is just a general recommendation, whether you join Pro or whether you go elsewhere, don't just go out and say, hey, this is what I do, I can help you, or can you hire me? What I would do is, number one, just be really helpful and engaged in posts, because if you do that, you will get leads. It's exactly how I got clients through Facebook groups, and how a lot of folks I've had on the podcast who are white label designers get leads is they join Facebook groups and they're just really helpful and they have eyes on them. People notice that stuff. So I would start there and then have a I guess what I would say is be referable, meaning have a really clear set of skill sets. Even if you do a lot more, have one or two defining things about you that just makes you easily referable. We have some folks in Pro who are easily referable because they have skill sets in a few things. And yes, they do a ton of other things, but I know they're just really dang good at this. And I think they're going to be a good fit for that. Case in point, Christian, my developer who's worked with me for years, he was originally a student in my business course and joined my Divi Facebook group back when. And he was just really great at WordPress development. He could figure stuff out. So anytime there's something that's intricate with WordPress, he's the guy. He is the guy. And then if you would like to join the community level, so have those two things in mind. But inside of Pro, what you can do is have that in mind. But then we, at the community level, you can join the Pros for Hire space. So we have pros, and this is exactly how I frame it, because referrals are happening for people every day like this. And by the way, members, when they need help, a lot of members are now looking in Pro first. They go to the Pros for Hire, and you can see here who does what. Barbara does DNS, name servers, and domain email. Rebecca's doing social media marketing. James is looking for graphic designer. So I need to actually post that to you can use this for showing your stuff off and getting work. But what I recommend doing is saying your specialty, your platform of choice, which is a biggie, your builder of choice if you use WordPress, hourly rate or retainer packages, and then recent work. So these 5 things are what I would recommend that you have in place to answer this question of how do you go about that? Again, you can do it in Pro, but I would still recommend, you could literally jump in and post something in here, but if it's Pro is not something to jump in and jump out of, especially the community tier. Like people who are seen and people who are going to be there for a while are the people who are getting work. So I would not recommend jumping into Pro just to try to get quick work. Probably not going to happen. I would join Pro, be a part of the community, be really helpful in forums, see if it's a good fit for you, and then offer it up as need be. But a lot of times we have this post an opportunity thread, which happens all the time. Let's see how many opportunities have happened the last month alone. So in the last 4 weeks, we've had quote unquote officially, because there are a lot of deals going on that I don't even know about in here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in just the last month alone that have been posted in Pro. So Josh was looking for paid membership help. Ben needed help with design. Wix Studio offer, help with VA website, Divi hourly work, Infold expert, designer help, and Rive designer. Is a Rive designer? So that's what's going on in Pro in the way of like white labeling and additional help as well. So again, there's a deal below for you guys, which is right here. 50% off your first month. That's your coupon code. And I hope to see you in Pro. So let me know if that helps, dude. The more important thing is to come across helpful and honestly just consistent. And that's the big one. Yeah, because nobody is going to hire the dip in and outer crowd. And I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it's really common in web design where somebody is like, hire me real quick. But as a serious business owner and a web designer who is potentially taking the chance on somebody, they need to be cognizant of having help in their sphere and for their work. So it's something that's not going to be taken lightly is what I'm trying to say. Wanted to stop by. Hey, Carlos, good to see you, man. It's been a little while since we chatted. Thanks, Josh. Being in Pro has helped me learn so much about business and web design. Now I just need to execute. Yes, Carlos, time to execute. So Carlos, send me a note in Pro. I'll follow up with you. I'd love to hear. We could come up with a little bit of an action plan. Let's get like a little 90-day action plan together based off either a revenue target or some things you want to focus on. Because, yeah, you've been learning a lot and you've been engaged, but now it's time to hit the pavement and go. So let's freaking rock and roll. Oh, thank you, Justin. With WebLogic Pros helped them streamline processes, picked up your 4th SEO client today on a monthly retainer. Yes, 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 yes. Hold on, Justin. That requires a round of applause. 4th SEO client. I want to hear about the details on that, Justin. Justin's been a member of Pro for a long time, so send me a note on that if you would. I would love to know. Obviously, we don't have to talk about this publicly, but I want to know what that deal is and where your MRR is with your SEO plan. I mean, if you're down with sharing it in the chat publicly so people can see what is possible, awesome. But if you want to keep that private, DM me, Justin, and I'd love to hear about where your MRR is. Hair-raising web design tips per the hair stuff. Awesome. Well done. Great pun, Justin. All right, guys. Russ, we're almost at an hour. Gosh, that was fast. We'll do a final call for questions, guys. Pop your questions in the chat. Final call here. Russ, do you feel like you are not utilizing AI to the best of your ability for web design? I feel like I need to improve my use of it. So many possibilities, and I'm still using it for basic stuff. I think that's fine, Russ. I mean, there's a few, and actually very timely, today on the podcast, I just posted a bonus episode about some thoughts on where I stand on AI and web design. It's definitely something not to be avoided or feared. I think a lot of people initially think about AI and web design and think about it in creating a template site in like 60 seconds or whatever. And there may be a time and a place for that and room for that as a starting place. But I've never seen to this point AI do a great job at building out a site that's like, damn, that is absolutely killer. No, it's pretty boilerplate, pretty templated. Now, it's going to come along over the next few years for sure, maybe sooner than that. But I would think about AI and web design outside of just the design, and I would think about it in ways that are going to help you with your systems, your processes, and even like lead generation. This week, we talked about the coaching tier of Web Designer Pro, which is nearing capacity right now. We had a coaching chat this week about networking locally and figuring out where the best places are. And for example, you can use ChatGPT and say like, in my area, what are some good local networking? Well, let's do it live. Let's do it live real quick. So you put yourself in the shoe, like in your hometown, but let me say I'm a web designer looking for clients in Columbus, Ohio. What are some good networking events or referral groups or business meetups that are available to get local clients? So here we go. I mean, this is the way you can use AI that's not designing a site, but actually helping you. I mean, obviously this is stuff that's in my business course and everything, but this is a little more like in your city because I have general principles and stuff, but you can use AI like this to help you actually build your business. So here we go. In Columbus, Ohio, BNI Central. We talked about BNI a little bit ago. That's a global organization. I've never even heard of CORG, Central Ohio Referral Group. I have never heard of that. So that's news to me. Networking Professionals of Columbus. Yep, that's a big one. AmSpirit. This is actually the networking group that I was a part of that was over 50% of my revenue. Buckeye Referral Club. And then there's design and tech meetups right here. Entrepreneurial community. So do you guys see like, this is where AI should not be overlooked or so useful because you can use it to so many different ways. And of course, we can use it for code. We can use it for ideas, troubleshooting. One way you can use it, I had Kristen, who is a podcast guest here recently, who serves coaches and speakers. And she actually trains her ChatGPT, a special GPT, and she fields all of her client questions and information in there. And it's become her like custom content generator for her niche. So there's just a couple different ways you can use AI, Russ. So let me know if that helps. And I hope that gives everyone some ideas on how to use ChatGPT and some other again, whether it's Claude or Gemini or whatever it is to help you guys with some of the business side of web design that's outside of just using a builder. But again, there's a lot of different ways it can help you with the building side of things. Awesome. Glad that helped, guys. Yes, Alexia says one of my favorite parts of Pro is the community. Alexia, I'm so excited to see you next weekend at our Web Designer Pro Con event. Going to be freaking awesome. Yeah, way to go, Justin, on your 4th MRR local SEO client. Can't wait to hear about that. The part-time framer. Web Designer Pro has been super helpful. Drinking from a fire hydrant at times, but learning so much. 6 clients now and growing. Oh, way to go. That's awesome. Huge win. 6 clients and growing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I think you're probably in the point right now where like you said, drinking from a fire hose, so much to learn, but you're probably going to turn the corner here if you haven't already to where it's more about implementation. And there's a little less like new knowledge constantly, and it's a little more like refining what's in place. So I think you're in the next chapter there. But again, congrats. Another round of applause. Freaking way to go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys, last couple questions before we wrap this up. Yes, Jennifer, don't forget the chamber. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, Chamber of Commerce is one of the first ones I recommend in the business course when it comes to networking locally. The cool thing about chambers is you're like automatically on a directory with other local businesses, and it gives you some cred because you're not somebody who they're like, is this, is Jennifer going to be in business next month? Like, she's still active in the chamber, and usually there is some sort of fee, minimal, but it does show that you're legit. All right, guys, any final questions? I can go for a couple more minutes. Any final questions? Top tip from Justin. After I take a quick drink of water. Build sites for clients that work for businesses. Yes. For example, virtual assistants and accountants. Great source for referral leads. True that. Business coaches. Yes. Yeah, think about building a site for a client who has access to business people. That's one of my best referral partners was a business coaching program that I actually went through. And before I did that, they were a client I met through my local networking group, by the way, AM Spirit. And yeah, they were freaking awesome because who did they have as customers? Businesses, small businesses. And when small businesses had a shitty website, they were like, you got to talk to Josh. He's in our program. Super handsome, great guy, great wild hair. He'll get you taken care of. So that's how to go it. That's how to do it. If you are too busy, it might be time to raise your rates. Justin in with the hits today. Yes, Justin. Couldn't agree more. It is. There's 2 options. You can hire out and delegate to get more help to get more projects out the door and or raise your rates. I would do both. Last question. Oh, this is not a question, but Pandora says, been listening in the background while multitasking. Awesome, Pandora. It's good to see you. Hope this has helped. Any final questions, guys? Russ, appreciate the AI answer. Great, Russ. Let me know if that helps. Again, for those of you who have been on the fence or interested in Web Designer Pro, here is your special offer as a thanks for being here. That's your coupon code. That'll give you your first month of Pro half off, 50% off on me. That works on both the courses tier or the community tier. I would personally jump in the community tier because you'll get all the courses and the community, all of our forums, trainings, and I will personally send you a welcome video and I'll give you a little bit of a coaching boost to get you going. And you can also hit me back with your revenue goals and anything you want to know to give you some insight, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Well, to wrap this up, I would love to know what was one takeaway from today. We covered a lot of ground between SEO, AI, clients, local SEO, marketing. Let me know, if you would, a takeaway from today. I would love to know something that stuck with you. Just for my reference, as far as content moving forward, I want to see like what's helping you guys when, what's resonating with you. Jeremy says, thanks for the Q&A session. Heck yeah, Jeremy, good to see you. Hope this was helpful, man. Jeff says, thanks for the insight and community. Absolutely, Jeff. The coupon is good I've made it available through the end of April. So as long as you jump on it by the end of April, you're good to go. That is open, but I would jump in, now if you're ready to go, especially if you want to join our call with Jason in 1 hour to talk about that. Like Antoine hopefully will. Yeah, good to see Antoine. Take action, he says. All right, guys, I'm going to hang around for 1 more minute. Anybody have any takeaways they'd like to share from today? Today was actually a good reminder and a prompt for me to use ChatGPT for like pertinent, relevant, timely, local business networking events. Again, I'll share my screen real quick. This was my ChatGPT search about local networking events near me in Columbus, Ohio. And guys, again, this is where like it is to you, like use ChatGPT or any AI tool for not just helping you out with the build of websites and code, but to help you get clients. This literally, I don't need to like look up and think about what groups are going on. I know now exactly what are some of the networking referral groups. There's some tech and design groups. I could even search for WordPress meetups. Any web design or WordPress happening now through May 2025. So I forget who asked earlier about white labeling, but you could do this. Like look locally if you're in an area like that. What events are happening over the next month or so? There's a WordPress Columbus virtual meetup on May 8th. There is a in-person meetup on May 19th. Columbus Code and Coffee, I'm in, at least for the coffee. It's in Columbus all next month. So here we go. Like, yeah, guys, this is just another avenue of AI that I'm certainly embracing, and I'd recommend you do it as well. And here you go. There's additional tech events. So, I mean, if you're looking to increase your network, and especially if you're white labeling or things like that, that is one of the best strategies and ways to go. Takeaway for Frank was to get more involved in the pro community. Yes, Frank. Absolutely. That's where the magic's happening. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you guys are seeing it. A lot of pros joined us here today. Some results were shared. I mean, I share what I did and what I've done that works for my business, what is working for my agency now, but it's 1,000 times more valuable because everyone is active in sharing what is working. By the way, last thing I want to make note of, for those of you who are going to jump in with your special offer, let me just encourage you to do this. Head into Pro. When you join the community tier, you do have to be in the community tier for this. Go to wins and successes. Why? Not only because it's awesome to see people succeed, but this is literally what is working today. You can see how Jason here John got into the map pack. You can see how Ben hit a huge milestone in his business, how the community is helping Erin and her stuff, how, Mitch here retained a retainer, secured it. All good stuff. All good stuff. You literally see what is working right here in the wins and successes. So that's how I would, that's the first thing I would do if I were jumping in today. And Alexia, final takeaway, get my butt out of the house and network more in person. Boom. So try that out, Alexia. I know you're in the Walmart heartland of America. So ChatGPT that up. Look at what business, especially with Alexia. I know you're serving a lot of like female-owned businesses and stuff. I guarantee you could look up like women's business events and you will clean up in those. So go for it, Alexia. And it's seasonal too. It's not all the time. It's a little bit of hustle for a little season and you're rock and roll. I've had white label support before when they have deprioritized projects with me. Indirect work came in. I get it, but I want support I can rely on too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as far as the white label stuff. Another benefit of being in pro too. So Pandora, rock and roll. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. Great questions. Really, really enjoyed chatting with you guys here today. Again, last reminder, this is your coupon code. The details are below. Jump on into Web Designer Pro. first month, 50% on me now through the end of April. But if you want to jump right in and do what we talked about, I guess the sooner you want to make money is the sooner I would drop in. So sound good? All right, guys. Hope to see you in pro. And wrong buttons. Really enjoyed this one. Thank you for your engagement in the chat. Really good stuff. I will see you on the next Q&A session we do here live on YouTube. And Web Designer Pro members, I will see you over in pro. Cheers, guys.